Hey everybody, welcome back to another Maple Dilly-Daily. It's me, ZLD. Maybe I did have some issues with recording again. Yeah, I definitely did. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I gotta buy this shit too, actually, while I'm thinking about it. Real quick. Okay, I gotta buy this stuff. Maybe not to, I'm not gonna do this on camera though. I literally just saw him and reminded myself. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to another Dilly-Daily, as I said. So let's get into it. I was saying to myself before I had the minor technical difficulty, I'm still learning. I didn't really have a whole lot I wanted to talk about today, but I'm still obviously gonna sit here and talk for 20 minutes. So something I did want to talk about that I had the idea of, something I actually know a lot about, that I've talked about on Twitch, and I've given like lecture. I mean, I'd say a lecture. I've talked to friends about this before, and let me just say it. Let me come out and say it. I want to talk about Twitch and YouTube, basically any content platform. And how these days, very, very ironically, like, because I'm out here falling into that same trap, but like these days, those platforms are very, very, very saturated. And if you're getting into, like, here's where the ironic part comes in. If you're getting into any of these platforms and you are hoping or going in expecting to make a source of income off of it, you are like 10 years behind the curve of giving yourself a reasonable chance of doing it. Also, there's a lot of caveats to that. It's not as black and white as that. There's a lot of like factors with that too. But the absolute majority of people, and this isn't even people who are coming in. The absolute majority of people on these platforms, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, I don't even know if Facebook gaming is even still functional anymore. I don't know. But the absolute majority of these people make no money. They don't, like, what's the best way I can eloquently say this? The time investment, especially for, let's focus on live streaming, right? Let's direct our attention on Twitch and live streaming. The amount of time, like, you spend live streaming, if you are going in there and you're expecting that if I live stream, me streaming equals like grinding, right? Like me putting time into and like being live is basically, I'm guaranteed that people are going to watch. I'm going to grow. I'm going to guaranteed grow if I just go live. That's a very unhealthy like mindset, and people have to become like, you have to be very real about this, like, because it's a very sad thing to think about. Twitch, again, as a platform, the absolute majority of people will never see like a penny from that platform, or like maybe not. Okay, you can get a penny, you can get a couple pennies. It's pretty easy to get affiliate, I think, or what is it? It's pretty easy to get a sub button, and you could like get a couple friends to sub to you, and after you make $100, or I think it's $50 now, they'll pay you out. So you can get a little bit of money, but the absolute majority of people, and I'm trying not to move the goalposts here, will never come close to making minimum wage. If you're equating, for the sake of this example, if you're equating time that you're live to like working, if you could be just working instead, like an actual job that is a guaranteed salary or pays you hourly, you will never come close to making minimum wage on stream. Like, streaming on Twitch, like I just can't express it like easy enough, like, or I can't express it well enough, right? Going into these platforms in today's day and age, if you're trying to make money, it's really difficult to do that. So like the only real reason to go into it these days is if you're money focused, I got bad news for you. That makes you wrong. Little meme for you guys. If you're going into it just like focusing on money, you're gonna have a really bad time. You're gonna have a bad time. Just go into it like the only way around this, and the only way like I recommend people to go into it, and a healthy way of doing it is absolute love for the game, and also doing any kind of media production, or not media production, content creation. Media production sounds too like official. The only like really like healthy way about doing it, or not even a healthy way, you have to also be mindful of not overdoing Twitch in this example, because live streaming, you have to be live for so many hours, like to give yourself the highest chance of being seen, is like the basic logic a lot of people fall into. You gotta make sure that other parts of your life aren't being neglected, like your relationships, your own, health and stuff. Because it's dangerous, right? Like, especially for young people. Like, dude, if Twitch, and it actually was, Justin TV was around when I was like younger, when I was in my full degenerate years, playing League for like 16 hours a day. If I had the ability to stream, if I had equipment that was powerful enough to stream, I'd be done. Like, here you go. I would be one of those people that like just threw myself at it, did nothing but that all day, every day. And I actually did try streaming a couple times way back then. I don't think it's on this YouTube account, but I have YouTube videos on one of my accounts from like 11 years ago or something like that, of like me playing League. But like, I didn't have the means to do it. But for young people, like, you got to be really careful, because you can fall into that trap, and like the absolute majority of people are never going to see a cent from it. And how do you, other than like love of the game and it being strictly a hobby, how else do you warrant doing that heavy of a time investment into something that you will never get fame from? Or like what is your desire from it? Like what do you, if you're like, ultimately you can't be greedy. Like, you cannot, at your heart of hearts, at your kingdom hearts, you cannot be greedy. Like, you can't be wanting fame or fortune from these things, because you're going to be disappointed, and you're gonna damage a lot of parts of your life along the way. Unless like you buy followers or something like that, or like pay for views. There's always caveats to this. There are people who will make it when they get discovered, or they're in the right, like the most common factors to getting discovered on these platforms. And I'm not trying to rush, but I also only have like 20 minutes before my dailies are done. In this day and age, Twitch is a very powerful, or not Twitch, TikTok is a very powerful tool in making it in other platforms. If you get like one viral video, or if you put out enough videos and like you get on a good algorithm, or like you just keep producing content of a certain type, and you get, you happen upon the right person's page, one right person can lead you to, a lot of people seeing your page. And that's what all it is in like the Twitch, YouTube meta, is like, if it was a business, and some people treat it like that, it's just getting the highest amount of eyes on whatever you're trying to peddle, whether that be your channel, whether that be whatever you're trying to sell, or whatever you want people to see. The more eyes you get on it, the higher chance that people are going to stick around. So TikTok's a really good way to do that. And it's relatively low effort, because for the most part, from my understanding, the algorithm is largely random. I mean, I've heard like I wouldn't even say truth, like, or what is it, murmurings that like the viral videos are like hand selected from TikTok employees. I don't think that's actually true. I don't know if there's actually proof of that. I've heard murmurings of that, though, that might be the case. Whether it is or not, still, somebody has to decide whether it be an algorithm, random chance, or an actual person to put your video or put a video in front of like a viral audience. Somebody, again, whether it be an AI or something, is doing that. The solution to, I mean, it's like a catch-22, right? Like, and that's why I say TikTok is a really good platform, or it's a really good tool for this. If you were to dedicate 100 hours making TikTok videos, you could put out so many videos if you just like edit them, if you do it right, if you edit them like short videos, if whatever, the 100 hours of effort into anything TikTok is going to go really, really far, and you're probably going to get so many views just because TikTok is weird like that. But if you put 100 hours into streaming on Twitch, you're not guaranteed like more than like 1 or 2 viewers. You're really not guaranteed anything. And you're only kind of guaranteed that on TikTok because it's maybe there's like, maybe the views aren't 100% authentic, but as far as like the views that the you know, the platform is showing you, you'll get views. Like I have a TikTok and I've gotten, I think like a couple thousand views on a couple of my videos, and they were just like keyboard videos, and I did not put much effort into them. That was just my experience, and that's my experience that I've heard a lot of people, or that's not my experience, that's the experience I've heard a lot of people say has been the case for them. And I just try and like, I'm not speaking out my ass on like this whole thing I'm talking about today is not just me talking out of my ass. I've been on Twitch, and I should have said this earlier. I've been consuming a lot of Twitch since it was Justin TV. I continue to watch hours of Twitch every day. Maybe not hours anymore, especially because my new work schedule, but I still watch it every single day. So I try to analyze the platform. I try to study how it's changed, how it's changing, as somebody who was streaming for a bit. And I wasn't that successful, but I wasn't trying to be. I wasn't, and I mentioned it in yesterday's video. I think I did. I'm not here to make money off the platform. I'm here for love of the game. I'm here for a very specific purpose. I'm here because I would already be doing this. I already was doing this. I was doing my dailies by myself, and I want to use it for something productive now. I want to work on my video editing skills. I want to work on like getting better at talking at length. I want to work on my vocabulary, things like that. I have a very clear goal. Whether people watch or not, it's a nice bonus, I will admit, you know, like it's cool to know people are watching, but I'm very cognizant of everything else that comes with it because I've been on these other platforms for so long, and I analyze them, and I analyze like what the success meta is, you know, in a word. Look at this fun little mini game. So that's like my expertise on it, and like my take on it is, for Twitch specifically, we didn't talk so much about YouTube because I'm still learning about YouTube and the success and how it works. But for Twitch, you have to be very careful. It's very dangerous because the majority of people will never see money in a profitable way. But it is very alluring because a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm already here just playing games." Well, the problem is like you like if you. I have so many thoughts on this. It's hard to really be concise on this because I have so many thoughts on this. A lot of people fall into the trap that like, there's like, when people think about streaming, like a lot of people know you can't just sit there and not talk, right? A lot of people put a lot of effort into streaming, and it's really sad that like a lot of people are giving all their time and all this, you know, energy, and they will never succeed. And it's because they are, you know, really far behind the curve. It's because it's a platform that like it's really difficult to get seen on, and the platform doesn't really do much to help with that. And it's so like time demanding too for you to like, when I was streaming, I don't do it all the time, but I was very aware of like, if I was to ask somebody to try and follow my stream, like one of my friends, if I was to like text one of my friends and be like, "Hey, I'm streaming," that in itself is innocuous. I think that's the right word. Just asking your friend to watch you stream is not, you know, it's harmless. But think about it, like if you are going to succeed, if you want to, like, if you're just talking about numbers, to have somebody be a regular viewer, have somebody stick around, it's such a huge time investment on their part. It's very unrealistic to ask most people in your life to become a regular viewer of you, just because of how much streaming you would have to do to keep trying to grow your audience. Not that I'm saying that they wouldn't want to watch you, right? And there's a lot of hypotheticals here, and I'm not saying it just to be fully cynical. It's just like, that's another thing that I try and tell my friends who try to get into streaming is like, understand, like I definitely want to support you and I want to be there for you, but you have to respect, no matter who it is, you have to respect their time that you're asking to watch. Whether that's even just a random viewer, you have to understand that they're not going to only watch you. They're going to be, you know, watching all other types of content. Are they going to want to watch the new Last of Us series that just came out, or are they going to want to watch you? Most of the time, they're going to opt for whatever media they're consuming more of, or whatever's popular. And you just got to understand that you're going against, you know, all other types of content and media out there. You can't be upset when your best friend isn't watching you all the time. So there's just so many things that people don't think about, and I think I'm like a little too black-pilled on this. I've just been around the platforms too long, and it's just like TikTok really kind of shouting everything. I want to say TikTok is such a net negative, I want to say, like, for humanity, in that how it's making people way more content brained, and it's making people, it's just making people like overall worse, like in browsing TikTok, and how much they consume the platform, and how much they like are changing their habits around anything related to TikTok. Oh, there we go. It's just ultimately not a good thing. It's a good tool, it's cool, but it's really not good. And I'll talk more about it another time. You just gotta trust me. If you think TikTok's good, and if you browse TikTok and you're like, oh, I'm really healthy about it, I only browse it this much, like, you're going to get worse with it at some point, unless you need to wean yourself off sooner rather than later, is my advice to anybody. It's also, I can't talk too much about it. A lot of, I mean, I think this is actual news. I think this is a headline that's been published. Government entities do not allow TikTok on certain government devices. It's not good. So that should be reason alone to like not use it for a lot of people, but a lot of people still do. And yeah, I think that's all I'll kind of say on that. But to bookend, I guess, my whole talking points is, I forget what exactly the point was when I started, but I know a lot about the shit I'm talking about, and it used to make me really sad that just thinking about the concept that, like, there's so many, the number of streamers out there that are like, it's not like delusional is really mean to say, but like, that have these delusions of grandeur that them just streaming is going to equate to success, and it's just never going to happen. They're going to go through so much disappointment and sadness. I mean, unless they have a healthy mindset around it. Again, keep in mind everything I'm saying. There is a number of people who will do things the right way, and they're okay with not having any viewers. There is a lot of people who are, but a lot of people getting into streaming, they're like, oh, it'll turn into a side, and this comes back to TikTok. It'll turn into like a side hustle, or it's like a side gig, but it probably never will. And that used to make me really sad, even though these are people I don't care about. It's just inherently like a negative, it's just a trap, you know, for a lot of people. And I don't know, and me sitting here talking about it, commiserating, or not commiserating, speaking into the void, isn't going to change it. I don't really know what it's going to do, but I do know a lot about it, and I know it makes me sad sometimes. Not as much anymore, but I used to like think about it when I was streaming regularly. I used to think about it more, and I was like, damn, it's pretty sad to think about that there's all these people who are gonna, you know, treat it that way. Let's see if we're done though. I feel like I talked really fast today, so I apologize for that. But I'm pretty passionate about the Twitch stuff, and I think, yeah, we're good. We are done the dailies. Any level ups? No. So I'm going to cut it there. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you tomorrow.